UFOs here, UFOs there, UFOs absolutely everywhere. We're going to be taking a look at some fantastic UFO footage that has been culminating over the past few weeks on the internet, and apparently these ones are going absolutely viral. The video that we're going to be checking out today is from Classified Sightings. I love this channel merely because they give great context to videos, elaborate breakdowns, and it really provides a better picture about the clip in question. So we're going to take a look at them today, see if they're any good, see if they're a load of rubbish. Let's go. Let's go.
UFO during the NFL game.
All right.
On October 28, 1979, during a highly anticipated football game between the Dallas Cowboys
I feel like I've heard
and
about
Pittsburgh
this.
Steelers, an extraordinary event unfolded that left over 50,000 spectators in complete confusion.
Okay.
As the game progressed, a commercial break was suddenly interrupted by the announcers, who directed the audience's attention to two unidentified objects, hovering over the stadium in the sky. The event, which was broadcast live, immediately sparked widespread intrigue and speculation.
Your leader. I want you to explain that to me, Dr. Spock. I'm afraid to. This is sort of a Twilight Zone football game.
Yo! You know, it's one thing, like, there is a lot of money pumped into these sports. So for people to direct attention away from the sport to something else, you know, I'm sure advertisers probably weren't very happy about it, but at the same time, there's got to be something there for you to want to take your attention away from the game.
The objects were described as rotating rapidly and were relatively small,
Wow.
estimated to be around 20 inches in size. Their fast rotation and the way they hovered over the stadium created an eerie and captivating spectacle. Despite their small size, the objects managed to capture the attention of everyone in the stadium, including those watching at home. The most immediate and reasonable explanation proposed for this event was that the objects were UFO kites, a novelty item that was occasionally sold at football games.
Ah, that could make a lot of sense, actually. I was going to say, like, obviously, back in 1979, I think he said it was, drones weren't a thing, right? So we can rule drones out, fortunately, because everyone says that everything's a drone these days. You can't say that it's, like, I have seen those UFO kite things that he's talking about. It could just be that, because the scale of them would make sense. What's 20 inches, like... maybe like this? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not really good with inches. But, but, yeah, I don't know what else it could possibly be.
These kites, designed to resemble UFOs, could hover and rotate in the wind, creating a convincing illusion of a flying saucer.
Yeah, I've seen them.
However, if it was indeed UFO kites, the reaction of the announcers, who seemed genuinely puzzled and startled by the sight, suggested that this was not a familiar occurrence.
Yeah, that's a fair point made as well, actually. I was going to say, like, if this was a UFO kite, surely at games you'd be used to seeing these kind of things as novelty items, but for your attention to be diverted to it and actually question it and ask people to look at it, surely that gets the cogs going, you know?
Even for them.
There it is. Now, what is that? You keep saying, take us to your leader. I don't know. That's another guy.
Reports from people who were present at the game indicated that they did not believe the objects were simply kites. Their unique movement and the context of the sighting led many to speculate about something else. Despite the excitement and widespread interest, skeptics quickly dismissed the sighting as a misunderstanding or a hoax. They argued that if UFO kites were indeed common at football games, the announcers and crowd would not have reacted so strongly.
Yeah,
the
that's a
debate
fair
between
point.
believers and skeptics continued, with no conclusive evidence to sway the opinion definitively in either direction. Decades after the incident, the 1979 stadium UFO sighting remains one of the most intriguing and debated UFO events in sports history.
I love this.
No definitive answer has ever been given, and to this day, the mystery remains unsolved. The event has been featured in various UFO documentaries and discussions, often cited as a compelling case due to the large number of witnesses and the live broadcast. But what do you think this to be? Was it merely just UFO kites? Or was it something truly phenomenal? Well, I leave it up to you to be the judge of that.
Guys, what do you think? I think there could be something more to this. I truly do, because, like he said, for the commentators to draw attention to it, if they knew that it was a novelty item that's commonly seen at games, you wouldn't bat an eye. Alright, it's like rowdy England fans. You don't pay any mind to them because they're just batshit crazy. You leave them to just be animals, right? You wouldn't draw attention to this. But they did. And they were truly baffled. You could hear it in the voices. Like, you know, there was something weird about it, but they still had a professional job to do, so they couldn't be like, oh my god, there's aliens, guys, turn off the game. Like, no. Oh, that's really got me racking my brain. I think there could be something to that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments.
Gulf Breeze UFO incident. In 1993, the small city of Gulf Breeze in Florida became the center of attention due to a significant UFO sighting. This incident was notable not only for the sighting itself, but also because it was captured on video, providing some of the most compelling evidence to date.
Okay.
The event took place one evening when a local resident, who was known for his interest in the night sky, was outside his house.
Okay.
He often spent his evenings observing the stars, but on this particular night, he saw something out of the ordinary. A dark object was hovering in the sky, completely stationary. Sensing that this could be something unusual, he quickly grabbed his video camera and started recording. Take a look.
Wow. That's... Whoa. I was looking at this thinking like, I'm not sure. You know, skepticism kicks in and I'm about to explain it away in some form. But no. Then I watched it dart off. Then I'm like, oh shit. This is something. Wow.
The footage begins with a clear shot of the dark object, which appears to be suspended in the air without any visible means of support. After a few seconds, something incredible happens. The object, which had been perfectly still, suddenly disappears from view. Now it might look like it simply fades away or gradually moves out of the frame. However, when the video was slowed down, you can clearly see that the object had taken off with instantaneous acceleration, moving so quickly that it was almost imperceptible. There was another intriguing aspect of the video. Just before the dark object took off, a smaller object, resembling a probe, descended from above and seemed to attach itself to the larger UFO. This probe's appearance added a new layer of mystery to the sighting.
Wow.
Was it some kind of surveillance device or a part of the larger craft?
Right, that's wild. If you think about the observables, right, acceleration is one of them. That thing took off like that. It just hovered there as well with no means of propulsion. Like, there's no propellers on that thing holding it in place. There's no jets. And it just gone. Just like that. And then to add in the little probe thing that comes into it as well. I think we could have a genuine case of UFO-itis on our hands here.
The true nature of this probe remains unknown. The technology of 1993 did not allow for the detailed analysis that modern equipment might have.
Wow.
But even with the tools available at the time, experts who examined the footage found it difficult to dismiss. The sudden acceleration and disappearance of the object were consistent with numerous eyewitness reports from other parts of the world, suggesting that what was captured on video was something indeed extraordinary. This incident has been analyzed and debated by experts and continues to be a significant case in the study of UFO phenomena.
Right, with all that information, I am 99.9% certain that that is some kind of UFO, like, not of this world. That acceleration is unlike anything we've ever seen before. And then you add in the mix. I thought maybe, you know, it could have been some kind of insect. They do take off pretty quick. Like flies, for example. I mean, it's pretty good. The fuck was that? Don't know. Flies, for example, they take off really, really quickly, but nah. I'm really leaning towards this being a UFO. What do you think? Let me know.
Disappearance. On a clear night in 2016, over Japan, an unusual event occurred that left a couple completely confused. A pair of mysterious lights appeared in the sky, one blue and the other red.
Okay.
The person who spotted these lights was initially going about their usual evening routine when they noticed something strange in the sky.
お、増えた。お父さん、左側が3つな。
Is it UFO though? Is it extraterrestrial? Is it anything out of the ordinary? I'm not 100% convinced so far.
お父さん、カメラ交代してもらっていい？寒い。じゃあ、あっちの一つ下にもう一個あるよ。あ、また近づいていってる。
One just disappeared. Where did you go?
The eyewitness, thinking it might be a plane, initially dismissed it, but soon she realized that it was something else entirely. You see, typically, planes have navigation lights that are red, green, and white, but these lights are different. There were only two, and one of them was blue, which is not a standard color combination for aircraft navigation lights.
No, and also, I'm under the impression that this is two craft, not one. But at the same time, like, my mind's like, could it be a drone? Right, I'll go through this, like, checklist of ideas in my head before I kind of jump to a UFO. And first of all, I'm like, is it a drone? Well, the lights are very, very bright. I've never seen a light that bright on a drone. So I'm going to rule that one out. Is it a helicopter, perhaps? Still plausible. Obviously, you know, if it's a night sky and they're doing some kind of search for something, they have got insanely bright spotlights. It's plausible, but likely, maybe not. So it's plausible, but not likely. Could it be? Obviously, it's not a plane. Ruled that out. So what does that leave us with? It's not moving. It's stationary. So I don't think it could be anything like military either.
For around 2.5 minutes, the lights stayed completely still in the same spot. This is quite unusual for any flying object, as planes and helicopters do not hover without moving for that long, especially at high altitudes.
Fair point.
This stationary nature of these lights is what raises the question regarding its mysterious nature, as it didn't fit with any known aircraft behavior. As the eyewitness continued to record, something even more bizarre happened. Out of nowhere, the blue light suddenly disappeared,
I noticed
leaving
this too.
only the red light visible in the sky.
Now, if that were a helicopter, like I hypothesized, there would be still those, like, landing lights, you know, on the underside of the craft, because, well, that's just how it is. We would still see some form of blinking light, but it just faded out, like it just propelled off. That's obviously a speculation, but, you know, that's the idea that's going through my mind.
This sudden disappearance confused the observers even more. When this video went online, some suggested they might be drones, while others think that is not possible.
I don't think it's
as
drones.
The mysterious UFOs are too high up in the sky for them to be civilian drones.
Also, the lights are far too bright.
So the sudden disappearance of one of the lights doesn't make the drone theory plausible.
Yeah.
So did the eyewitness capture something truly amazing that defied our conventional explanation? Or is it all just a very weird, elaborate hoax? As always, you decide.
I'm hit and miss. I'm like on the fence with this one, and I can't decide because there's not enough context to the clip. There's not enough to the clip itself. If it ran for a few more minutes and then suddenly, like, it jets off in a direction, I'd be like, whoa, that's a UFO. Like we've got nothing that can do that. But if the light turned out and then these blinkers came on, you know, like the landing gear lights, then I'd be like, maybe we've got something a bit more normal on our hands. But because there's not that, I'm umming and ahhing. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's move on.
Anti-gravity.
Okay.
Before I get into it, if you are new here and enjoy mysterious UFO videos like these, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.
I strongly recommend you go and subscribe to the channel. It is so good.
Because more videos like this are on your way. That said, let's get back to the video. The place of this location is unknown, However, the video is no doubt interesting. A person seems to record a group of UFOs that can be seen flying back and forth at random speed. Sometimes they move slowly, sometimes they move fast. However, there are a few times when they are simply hovering. This movement looks already strange enough, but their overall appearance is even more stranger.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, it just changed direction. Like, but perfectly. All four just... And then like this. Without breaking a distance. Hey, yo, I think we could be onto something here. Look at the observables, man. Sudden changes in direction without, like, any issue whatsoever. Just sitting still. Like, going from moving to a sudden stop. Just changing direction at random, like I say, or, like, in a very controlled motion. Unlike anything that we can do on Earth. And no visible kind of propulsion system. The only question I've got is this one craft or four separate craft? There it goes again. There it goes again. Wow.
A total of 4 golden orb-shaped objects can be seen flying together, as if they are connected to each other. They are attached in an unusual pattern, but things become interesting when at the end of the footage, the objects suddenly speed up, almost instantly, and fly towards the east, disappearing from the frame completely.
There it is. There's our, like, final observable, really. The acceleration and pure speed of these things that we can't create on this Earth.
Also, when the video is zoomed in, you can somewhat see that the UFOs are spinning at an incredible speed.
Wow.
And that's the case with many other UFO sightings where multiple people reported that this spinning actually means that these unidentified objects are creating anti-gravity field.
Wow.
When this video went online, many people suggested this to be a kite or a balloon. However, looking at the bizarre movement, it seems unlikely that's the case. If it was indeed kites, it would display more wind-driven shaky movements, and if it was a balloon, the movement would be more slow and would have followed one trajectory.
And far more random. These things they would have blown off in different directions by now, and, you know, at different speeds because of, well, there's so much science behind it, like, you know, I'm not even going to go into it because I can't, because I'm just too stupid for that kind of stuff, but these are not balloons. These are far too controlled to be balloons. Like, how these things, like, band together perfectly? Nah.
Instead of flying back and forth within a few seconds. That's just not possible. But then again, what are your thoughts on this one? Something merely ordinary, or something truly exceptional beyond our understanding? Let me know in the comments below. Recently, an astonishing video where the Federal Aviation Administration confirmed this UFO to be genuine was caught on camera, and it is absolutely mind-blowing.
Okay.
And this video here will show it to you.
What video?
Check this out right away before it disappears from the screen. Also, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more intriguing UFO videos in the future.
Hey, yo, we didn't get to see it! Gutted, but in my opinion, these clips, the first one with those discs, I think that's legit. Can't be 100% certain. I'm like 60% certain that could be something not of this world because of the attention that it got from the commentator. The second clip, I'm like 99.9% certain that is something creepy. The two lights, 50-50. On the fence, can't quite make my mind up whether I think it swings one way or the other. And the final clip, wow. Like, it can't be balloons because of the way that it moves and then it just suddenly darts off. Oh, and that one with the, no, I've already talked about the one with the probe. But, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button if you have not already. Subscribe if you're new. Tick on my little bell to get notified whenever we upload to the channel. And until next time, I hope that you guys have enjoyed. And I'll speak to you later. Peace.